This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hey guys, good morning. And last class we discussed about like difference between the add and copy and CMD and entry point, right? Do you have any questions on that? Guys, keep in mind, without that question, your DevOps interview never be happened. Okay, that much important that questions. Okay, maybe first round, second round, third round also they're gonna ask this kind of questions. Okay, every round they you can face this kind of questions. Okay, keep in mind, prepare well. Okay, cool. Then let's discuss about that couple of things. Let's discuss about the on-build expose health check and then argument and ENV also. These two are very small. These three is the very small one. Okay, these three is the very small one. And let's see about the on-build and health check. And these two also we used rarely. Rarely means like whenever you require, but not that much like as we use regularly. Frankly, I'm saying this. I never be used for my real time examples on this on-build. But it's a very very good feature, but I had used this. Okay, but I never be used this into the like as in real time scenarios, but it's a very good feature. It's a very good feature in a Docker. Okay, let's talk about the on build instruction. On build instruction. Okay, now what is the on build instruction in Docker file? They're going to ask you maybe in question. So on build means, for example, let's say you have a one Docker file. Let's say you have a one Docker file, and you can use this on build instruction into the like as all commands except like as from let's say CMD. Okay, and now even CMD also we can use. Let me check that also. Okay, but we can use the most of the Docker files, Docker commands for this on build. Now what is on build will do? Now let's say for example you written the one Docker file from, let's say you want to, okay, let's say run apt update -y, let's say apt update -y. Okay, and then let's say run echo hello, this is sample something. This is a sample example. And now, and you run the like a CMD into, let's say bash. Let's for example you ran this. Now when you run this command, now this is the output will be printed in the while building. While building it will print it. Now even you can use a on build command. I have written here. On build command before run command. Like as before this, there is a two commands were written on build run. Now what happened? This command whatever, if you use the on-build for any Docker command, this command it won't be execute while building this. Okay, it won't be used this command on this while building this image. Let's say for example I'm building a like as Docker build -t let's say do the father, let's say father. Okay, like this is the, take a name called as this image is the father. Now father never or want to use this like as whatever he is earning now, he won't use for his personal purpose. He will keep it for everything for what? Their children's, right? The same way, this onbuild command, what it will do, this onbuild command, it's keep it this whatever the commands are used on build, this command won't be execute in the, it won't be execute in the parent one. It, when it will be these commands are executed, when these commands are used means, now when we are using another Docker file, in another Docker file, let's say in another Docker file, we had a like as for example, let's say we are using this image father is a this image used as a base image for the next next time whenever you are want to use. Now whenever what we use means whatever we have done this we can use here, and then extra after whatever you want. Like for example, if parent, the next I'm gonna run this, let's say run echo, hey I'm child, for example. Let's say now if you run this, what are the output will print? This parent before this child, whatever the child image is there, whatever it is going to be executed here before going to execute any instruction from the child docker file. First what it will do, these commands are executed here. Whatever unbuild commands are parent, like as n number of unbuild command if you are going to use, those command will execute first, then later it will be execute for the remaining stuff. Means all these instructions will be used here. All the instructions will be used here if you are using whatever unbuild command are used. Sir, tell me one thing, sir. Then what is the reason to use here without using? Means now, for example, let's say you want to write a 20 common lines for every Docker file. Let's say 20 common lines for Docker file. The Docker file you are building different Linux servers. You are not running the same servers for to storing cache something. Now what you do, instead of writing a 20 30 common lines for every Docker file, what you can, we can keep it into the one Docker file that you can put that all in all build a one image. That image is a base image here. Then remaining commands you can keep it that only one command changing. No, you can leave it. You can reduce the number of lines layer for the child, and not only that, even we can we can remove the unnecessary code for the number of Docker files. Number of Docker files. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? That is the main reason. Like if it is a common code or the small Docker file is there, instead of writing all common code here every Docker file. If it is a common code, keep it all common code into the unbuild. Let's say yes, exactly. Okay, it's exactly okay. Inheritance. Let's say we can say it's a inheritance kind of concept. Okay, it's a kind of inheritance. No, it won't use the here, and the child it can be consume this whatever he has done, but it won't execute here. But in that if it is a programming language, for example, if any function if you created, that function can be used the same class, another class also. But here in this on-build scenario, it won't be used here. Simple, like a parent child relation. Okay, parent whatever he is earning, he won't be spent for his purpose, and he is keep it for everything for child. No child can be enjoy with that. Is it clear now, guys? Understand? Let's make it example. Let's do the hands-on, then you will get 100% clear on this. Okay, let's execute this. And before going to do, let's do one thing. Now let's see the unbuilt critically. Okay, see the unbuilt instruction add the image trigger instruction to be executed later time. Okay, whatever the commands if you mention, that will be trigger is executed in the later time when the image is used the base image to another build. Now what I mentioned here, this image used is the base image for the another build. Okay, now that is this is the parent image. This image we use the base image for the another build. The trigger will be executed in the context of the downstream builds as it's had been inserted immediately after from instruction in the downstream Docker file. Now after this executed, then after this next immediately after the from these commands, whatever we use the unbuild commands here, that will be executed. Is it clear, guys? This whatever this onbuild instruction you mentioned here, this will be triggered when we are used this base image into the like this parent image as a base image for the next downstream means the next images, whatever. Let's say downstream means whatever you are using the down after. That we are calling as a here. Is it clear now? In fact, let's do the answer. Then no, we'll get 100% clear on this. Let's make it happen. Now, where is our Docker? This is the Docker babies. Okay, now it is done. Let's say correct this. Yes, that's done. Okay, cool. The next what we do? Let's see here. Let me do one thing. Let me bring up this document. Where is my Docker? Docker. And now, okay, let's see. See, this is the what exactly whatever I told. Okay, you guys can be refer that. And unbuild command. This one more instruction here is the Docker unbuild command before any command in the child Docker file, and trigger inserted a new instruction to build the process if it's a if as if it is or you specified in the right after from instruction. That is correct. Now what we'll do, let's do one example, one small example, one real example, two examples we can do, and you guys will be get 100% clear on it. Okay, one a small example like base hello world example kind of, one real example. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's write a one Docker file. Let's make a VA. Let's make a one directory mkdir on build example. Okay. Now go for this. Go for this. In the next, what we can do? On build example. Then see here. Create a one Docker file here. Now here what I'm going to do, I won't use much commands here, just simply one simple example. Now just 2 lines. Now what I did, if I build, when this run command will execute, guys, when the run command will execute, as we discussed yesterday, when run command will execute, while building, right? While building, run command will execute means if I create an image, this command should be executed for us, right? Correct. Now keep in mind that, see, save this file. What I'm going to do, let's build this Docker build -t. Like I'm going to give this just I'm giving you one name, that's it. You can give it whatever you like. Okay, I give it a parent v1, let's say. Now I ran this image. I ran this image. Okay, I ran this image, and the next what we do? Huh, let's write here. Um, let's write here one more Docker file. VA. Just mention the one more Docker file. This Docker file. In the same two Docker files, I keep it in the same folder. Okay, just you can write here directly from parent. Now, if you want to understand more, let's make it a one more command here. Something like that I mentioned. Okay, I used the before image is the parent image as a base image, and I ran the one command here. This command will execute while building this image. Okay, while building this image. Okay, keep in mind. Now, if you guys can see here, while running a parent, okay, sorry, in a child hacker file, open this parent v1. That also must be provided, or else it will look the latest image, but it will fail. Okay, v1 version, I given a v1 version. And if you can see here, the second instruction, now if you see, it won't be executed. It won't be, it's used for this step 2, and now you won't see this use message. You won't see me until later. Okay, this is just message, one message. Okay, now this is not printing. If it is a printing, it will print something message like this here, like as you would see me later. That should be print here. Yes or no? That is not printing here. Now what I do, let's build this child image. I'm going to use the like as my own custom Docker name file. If you can observe here, see that properly. Now see, step 1, parent image executing a one build trigger. See this one name extra. It won't be there in any Docker file. No, we didn't see. Now see, this is where we return. You won't see me later. Where we return this Docker instruction. We are mentioned in the parent. This command is mentioned in the parent. This is the parent command is executed. This parent command is executed here. See here. And then this is the child one. Now you can see this is the one. You can see in the child one also. After parent one, whatever after from immediately, that all this trigger will be executed into the your parent one unbuild whatever you used, that will be executed here. And the next after onwards, how many parent unbuild instructions that will be executed everything here. Then later the instruction will be executed for the child one also. You guys are clear, right? Now it's a parent one also printed and the child one also printed here, both. Because the child we are not using a onBuild command. That's the reason it's printing here. If you use this onBuild command the child, then child also will be used for base image for the next one. Like the next one will be used to that. Okay, sorry, if I use the parent as onBuild, then child as onBuild means what? No, that much parent, like my grandfather, father, no, my son. Okay, like not that much level. This is just for the base, and then even if you want, you can use that also, that relation also, but you guys will be confused. Okay, you do not require. If you want that, you can keep it all. What are the instructions you want? Keep it on build, then use that base image into the next child base image, and then use that. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? Any questions in this? See, this command is not written in the child. This command are written in the parent. If you can see here, child Docker file. If you can see, this is only one command is it, but it's a printed two statements. And if you can see, that is written here. No, yeah. But I mentioned the unbuild for this means. If I mean unbuild means don't use in build, then you can use into the next build. Okay, that is the meaning of that. Don't trigger now here. Like as keep it for my child, and whenever my child will be become a hero, that time he can use this money. Okay, clear now? Let's do the one real example. Okay, this is just for sample. This is just for sample. Let's do the one real example. Okay, then do one real example. Let's see here. This is theoretically. Okay, just even we have some more real example I found in Google. Then I'm just give me a minute, guys. Just a minute. Charging is no. Just keep it that. Okay. Now clear, right? Now see, if you see that there is some more, like, they can use all these commands in the unbuild add working or directory run cmd, and this will be used into the, like, whenever you require. Clear na, guys? It's clear, right? These commands are won't execute. This is the base image. Whenever the child image are used here, that time it can be used. They mention into the, this is the child image. Okay, one example. Just for reference. Okay, just for your reference. No, let me write my example. Okay, this is the guy, this guy example, this is. Okay, and let's see my example. Now let's return a one. What I'm gonna do, let's create a one more directory without confusion. Come one step back. Let's create a one directory mkdir. Create a one directory mkdir. Okay, on build. Okay, then go for on build. Okay, create a docker file. In docker file, let mention all this. Now see here, what I mentioned is a base image is nginx I'm using, and I keep it this my name, like a who written this label, and working directory I'm saying this is a working directory, and I have a index.html file. That index.html copied into the this path. In this path, this index.html file will be created. Means we need to return the one index.html file. I used to copy as a on-build instruction here. I used to copy the on-build instruction. Now this won't be deployed here. This will be deployed when I used this image, whatever I build this image, right? Image name. That image in the child, then time only this will be copied. That time it will be deployed. Let's see that. Save this. Let's return the index.html file also. Create one small index.html file. Now this is my website, just one simple index.html file, any files. Okay, one index.html file. The next, once it is done, let's build this image. Okay, let's build this image. I'm building a, like, as my nginx is the image name for parent image name. This image is not there, it will download it. Okay, now that is done. Cool. The next, what I'm gonna do, let's run this container. Now if you can observe here, like on build copy. No, this, if it is done, what happen if you're not using on build command, what you do, it will print your custom page. instead of default Nginx page. Yes or no? Understand, guys? Now you are copied your custom page into the instead of default Nginx page. We are copying that index.html to our custom index.html file. If you're accessing your custom.index.html file should be print for us. But in this scenario, what I did, I told that onBuild command means this copy is not be happened. If it's not copied happen means my custom index.html file is not replaced with the default index.html file. What is the default index.html for Nginx? It will see Nginx is working and no so on so it will be print, right? Instead of that, it my website, this is my website. Instead of that page, the Nginx default page will print. But I've written my custom page. Still, my custom page will be take it or not. Let's see. Now I given a port 8002. Let's see that 802, like any port that your wish. Okay, based on whatever is like as free for you, can keep it that. Okay, I need to open that port. Let me open this 8002 anywhere. That's save the rule. That's it. Go back to the instances and select that and copy this and let's access this 8002. Now see, welcome to Nginx. This will be print for us. But what I deployed, Array Babu, don't deploy my default page here. This is a default page. In this path, we have a default page of your Nginx. This is a default page of your Nginx. Now, you instead of that, you told the system, Array Babu, don't use this default page. Use my page, man. My index.html page. Now we are used this is a onBuild command means at this while building this image, it won't be copied. It won't be copied. When it will copy, whenever it use base image as a child image, that time only we can see. Is it clear, guys? Understand now the problem here right now? Yes or no? Yes or no? Means my custom page is not printed. Now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use for like as one more Docker file. Let's say downstream Docker file. Let's say down Docker file. Like a child Docker file, like anything. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use what image name I given here. My Nginx, right? That's it. My Nginx I used. Okay, remaining whatever you want you can use or else don't want to use. Now what I do? Let's build that. Let's say child Nginx. Let's keep it that image. Now I build this. I build this. If you guys observe here, now this is done. See what happened. These are the instructions are done here. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. That's what 4 commands are executed here. -f down Docker file. This is what you need to build. Okay. Tag what you do. Let's tag keep it the child Nginx. Okay, child Nginx only one. It's happened. If you're confused, let's make it a one version here. If you feel like as it's not set up properly. Now it's a v1 I mentioned. Now let me run in the this container. Now I keep it this into the 8083. Now here instead of Nginx, what I'm gonna do? I'm going to use as a child Nginx colon viewer. Any confusion here, guys? Any confusion here? Any confusion here? No, right? Cool. The next what we do? Let's deploy this 8083, right? Okay. Name is name conflict. Name conflict. Okay. Just like rename it and 8003. Now let's make it for copy. Edit the 8003. Add this port also. Edit the inbound rule. Add the rule. Save the rule. Once the save it, the next Let's go and access now. But in this page, nothing I did. Okay. In this page, nothing I did. Just I use a base image as a for child image. That's it. Nothing I did. That's that. It will be created for instead of that base image has the nginx, like parent image has the nginx. Parent image is copied the index.html file, but parent can't be used that default custom page. It is like instead of custom page, it's printed the default page. But my child was, but whatever my father is copied, but that is father is not used. But I am using now. Child is using this custom page. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? That's important for your ONBUILD command. That is important for ONBUILD command. It's very useful for if you are using for this kind of scenarios. It's very very useful, guys. So very very useful. Cool. The next, what we do? Let's discuss about the health check also. Okay, let's discuss about the health check. Health check command. Okay. Now they will ask a question like this. This question I faced a minimum 7 times in the interview. Minimum 7 to 10 times I faced this question, guys. Okay, the first time when I attend the interview, no, almost like as 5 years back, as it's like that, they asked this question, but even I didn't understand the question also. Okay, that time I didn't understand about it. Even we never use that in my real example for health check that time on build health check all this. But they asked me in the question. What they asked. Now tell me one thing. If I run one container, the container is ran. I know container is showing the run. Now, how do you know the container is healthy or not? How do we know the container is healthy or not? How do you check, guys? Basically, the container is healthy or not, the container is working or not. How do you check? Tell me, how do you check? This is the intro question they were asked. How do you know that the container is healthy or not? Docker PS, okay, that is running, that's fine. But Docker PS is running, but your application is accessible or not. How do you check? That is Docker PS. It's saying the container is running. That's fine. Cool. That's next step. What you do? Docker logs. Okay. That is correct. You go to the browser and you need to put the URL, and then just now we tested na that's working or not. This is the URL we are gonna use. Curl duplicate our browser. You can use that. Correct. Now we can put it here, and then we'll get to know. Okay, now it's my working man. Health status is working or not. My application is working. That's great. Super. Okay. Now instead of like my URL is working or not, instead of before coming and checking here, one container you can check find man. Now if you have 100 containers are there, 100 containers are there. How do you check? Now copy the URL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, height like 100 you need to be checked like that, right? That's Docker service status means that is a Docker service is running or not. It will check, Satish. That is a different for Docker. This is I am talking about the containers. Containers means your application. Your application means the code just we deploy the Nginx code. No, the same code. How do you test now? You check the Docker PS that is running. After that, what you do? You can come to the browser and if you check, okay, the output is coming or not. You can able to check. That's you can come. You can decide that okay, my application is perfectly working. Now before coming to browser and before putting the URL and checking, then you will get no health check is working or not. Instead of this, before coming and checking here, you should get to know that my application is working perfectly. I want that status. I want that status. See, if it is a 1-2 application, you can come to browser and you can check, guys. That's fine. If you're 50 and 60 and 70, then how do you do? How do you do? It's very difficult, no? It's very difficult, right? Now, for that, what we can do, we can use the health check command in our Docker file. Health check command in our Docker file, and that can be give us our container is healthy or not. The container health check are different kind of time formats are there. Okay, how many retries you can do, how many times, like after three times, after three retries we'll check, then only we'll decide that container is healthy or not only one time immediately. Wait for three times, like as each retry for the 10 seconds gap. After 30 seconds, now you will get to know that your container is healthy or not, like that. Just for how do you do that? Let me go for the Docker file reference, go for health check. So see here, health check, we have a different options here. And now health check, if you want disable, you can use the none actually. Okay, now see in like as interval, duration, time mode, start period, retries. We can, the default is a three retries will be, and the default duration is the 30 seconds. Means 3 into 30 means 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, it will get to know that your container will be up and running. Okay, up and run. Then now, if you instead of that, we can do that. Even you can set up a 5 minutes or no, whatever you liked it. Now, this command we're gonna use in our same thing. Like as we can use a local host, and then your application is running 8080 or something, then we can use this here. Okay, 8080, then you will get to know that okay, my command is working. Localhost means what? Inside the container can able to use the curl command, the localhost. Okay, is it clear, guys? Clear now? This instruction we are put into our Docker file. Then Docker file, once the running a container, the container will test this. Okay, okay, cool, man, cool, that's fine. Okay, then you can decide that your application is running or not. Let's test it out, and you guys will be get more clarity on this. Is it clear now? Next, understand the requirement. Okay, if you're not understanding also, let's do that hands-on. Let's see the what's the problem first with the hands-on. And this is even we already done that here. You can see here. Just now we are done. Now. If you see the Docker PS, have you got to know anywhere here like as it is healthy or not? No. It healthy means not only running container, guys. That container application, what are the port you are opening? The application is giving a 200 or 404 or 504, the container will be run. Even it's a 404 page, what are the page you are accessing, that also will printing for us. That's not a problem. The container will be run. But the container, the specific uh, requests, a specific endpoint, the working or not, how do you know that? No, you need to go to the browser and then only you need to check. Then only will decide that, okay, the container will be run. Is it clear, right? Now let's do that. Let's do that also. Okay, here. Let me check for one folder, health check. Okay, what I do, okay, let's see this Docker health check. Now what I do, I'm gonna use for one Python application here. Okay, like same Nginx also we can use whatever we have done till now. Even that also we can use the simple command. That command we can use, but okay, I'm going to some real example. Okay, let's see that. Let's return one Docker file. In this Docker file, what the steps I'm returning? I'm returning here this instruction, one Python code. To execute this, what are the files? There is a two files is required, requirements.txt and Python code app.py. These two files we need to return. This requirement.txt in Python, why we are using? In a pip install, if you want to install a 10 softwares, like as Python softwares, you can keep it the Python softwares into the this file, and then you can pass this file name. Then what are the software names you mentioned, all will be installed for us. That is a good benefit from the Python here. Okay, we can keep it the all the Python software list of softwares here, all will be installed in the single command. Okay, now save this, and the next is what do you do? Let me close this. write a requirements.txt, first one file. But as of now, here only one file, one software we are using. Okay, only one. That for Flask. Flask is the one of the web framework for Python, web application framework like as Spring Boot, Struts. It is there, right? In Java, the same like that. It's a Flask also one kind of web framework for Python. Okay, and the next, write a Python code here, app.py. You don't need to understand this Python code, okay? As of now, this will give by the developer. It is nothing to do. It is just printing the hello world example. Okay, it will print the hello world. This is the return the hello world like as output. Okay, this will print the hello world is the output. This is one method you written. That method we are calling. The method will be running the like as this hello world. Okay, save this. That save this, and the next what we do? Let's make it for Docker build -8 task. Okay, I'm building this image. I just simple same, just do the in like Nginx example, no? That also we can take it up, whatever you like. Just want to show the real example. The Flash framework will be used in the 5000 port actually. Okay, now that's fine. Now once it is done, let me run as a container. This 5000 port is for Flash framework. Flash framework will be the 5000 port, 5000 port. Okay. Now, and one more thing important. Here I used -rm. Okay. What is -rm option can be help us? This is also very, very important. Remember. Now, basically, till now we are facing one issue. No? For example, the container got stopped. Container got stopped. The container name will be still can't use the same like as next container while running. The same name you can't use. You need to replace the name, right? Yes or no? Means if the container is stopping state also, the name it won't be released. The same name if I try to run, it say the conflict will come. The container name already used to the some other container. Now you can't use that. If it is stopped, the container is stopped. You want to delete completely that container. You don't want in the stop state. You don't want to keep it in that stop state. Then what we are going to use? This -rm option we can use. What it will do? It will once the stop the container, immediately the container will be removed. The immediately the container will be removed. Like some other program will come and then run the another container with the same name. Okay, with the same name. It's a very, very important option, guys. Keep it in mind. -rm option. -rm option. What it will do when the run the container, once the stop the container will be deleted. Stop the container will be deleted. You don't need to do docker rm and then container stop the container name. You don't need to require. Once it is stopped, it will clean up automatically when you use the -rm. Is it clear, guys? Clear this option? What does it mean? Now, even though I'll show in the real example, let's see hands on that also. Now, let me run this. Let me run this. Okay, let run in the -d. Okay. Yes, man. I used many time. Now, basically, what to do? I've written one shell script to run a 10 containers. Okay. That I ran that so one of the container will be removed. Okay. Man, this run command when it will be. Okay. Now, let's see here. What happened? This is runtime only. Okay. Now, see here. If you run Z, let me run it here. Okay, -e. What happened? Let's see -e. Okay, now what it see here? Now this is for -rm and then background is running. Instead of using -id, can we use -rm while building the? No, it's not building, Satish. It's a running, man. It's running time. I'm talking about the running time. Container when container, not for building, not for building. Okay, keep in mind. Okay, cool. Then next what we do, let's see docker ps. The container is running now. See that Python application. This container is working. Now let's go and test that. Let me open the 5000 port. 5000 port. Okay. Now if you run the background, right? If you're not running, let me remove this. let me show the real example. Docker ps. Let me do one thing. Docker rm minus. I'm removing manually first. Okay, that's fine. Now, if you're not using -d, what happened? No, it won't run in the background. It will be used in the terminal. Let's say the container will be running using this terminal -8. If you not used, if you used also, it will use the terminal. If you use the terminal, the next what you do? Let's open the 5000 port here. Open the 5000 port here. $5,000 port here. Okay, 5000 port here. Now that's done. In a 5000 port, open and access the application now with the 5000 port. With the 5000 port. Though this is the application, output is printed for me. Hello world, output is printed for me. That's perfectly. Now if I press Ctrl C, now what happened? If we do the Ctrl C Docker PS, if I do the Docker PS, let's do the Docker PS, that Python application is not showing here. Docker PS-a. If you see here, even that also will be show here. Okay, now just where it is. Oh my god, there's a many man. Okay, what I do? Let me do one thing. Now if you see, that won't be shown here. See, that Python application is not showing here. Even if you are still the question, what you do? Let's copy this name. Let's search with that. Oh, let me do one thing, guys. Okay, let's Docker system prune -a. Docker system prune -a means all stopped containers. All this will be clean up. See, I got a 2 GB free, like a space I got. Now if you see Docker PS-a, now all stopped container got deleted. Only running containers only showing for me. These are again one more command to clean up your stopped containers. Okay, and not used images. Not only that, even images also removed here. If what are the images not used in a container, that also got deleted here. Volumes, images, whatever not used, that's also got deleted. That is the benefit of the Docker system prune. It will give a lot of cleanup for us, but be careful. If the image is needed your future purpose, if you don't want to delete that, if in the any container that image is not used, then that image also will be deleted. Be careful while running this prune command. Okay, or else you do like as Docker RMI something, you can specify the uh, what are the images you want. Okay, clear? Fine. The next what we do now? Then what we do now? What we do now? Okay, this is the done, and let me run in the container. If you have you guys are observed here, right? When you run this container, okay, let me run in the background. Just want to show something. If run in the background, oh, the image is build is missed because the container is not used now. The building is got. Even the Python image also delete. Okay, let me run in the container. Now, if you want to test this, what you should do, you can go to the browser and then you will get to that application is running or not. See this. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear now? Now, if you use the health check command, how it look like? That's what I'm trying to show that. This is a normal method. Whatever till now we discussed, till now whatever we implement, this is the what we do implement. But we are not yet used the health check. Let me use the health check command to get to know that. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Okay. Then let me show this. Let me do this. Go to the Docker file. Open the Docker file. Open the Docker file. What I'm going to do? Just before this CMD, what I'm going to do? I'm using one CMD. This is just for health check command with the CMD and the curl command I'm executing. This will exit once it is done. Once it is done, it will need to be exit from this, and then this application will be run. Okay, this health check command CMD I'm using to test my application is working or not. Now let me show the reference also. Now if you see the Docker health check interval CMD, even you can use the CMD even next line also in this health check intervals also if you want setup time. If you're not using any setup of this time, what the default time it is, it's a 30 seconds. It's a 30 seconds. If you want to specify the specific time intervals and all, even you can do timeout in the 3 seconds, okay, and retries three times like this. What are the options you want? We can use this after this here. We can use this. We can use here. Now, which port it is? 5000 port. 5000 port need to test. Localhost means the container locally. You can use the localhost. Okay, RS 127.0.0.1 also you can use. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? Let's see that. Let's see the difference. You will get to know that more clear. Okay. Let's run this container. Let's build the image. Okay, I'm building the image with the V1. Okay, new version. The new version I build. Okay. Now I'm going to run this command. Okay, this CMD health check command will execute in the while running only. Okay, and now here I'm going to use the V1, and this also I'm going to change to the one here. See the difference? What happened? Okay, port is already used. Okay, port is already used. Let me use the 5001. This is outside. That's internally using a 5000 only, but outside if you want access, let's make it a run in this. Let's do the Docker ps-a. Now if you can see the difference, if you mention the health check, it will show the health check starting now. It will get the confirmation in 90 seconds by default, 3 tries into 30 seconds. Now it will take some time to show the health status, it's working or not. So it will check 3 times, then only it will get the confirmation for you. Let me open the 5000 port here also. It is nothing. If you want to access outside, then only we can use the 5001 here, or else you don't need to require to mention here. What this? I am here only. Just it's okay. Just done. Now just wait for some time. Now see, it's showing healthy for me. It is showing healthy for me. Then I don't need to go and then test it out this 5001 in the outside to the browser. Is it clear, right, guys? No, sir, this is a different port, this is different, this is the outside port actually. This is already running. I'm mentioning here. Unless you can use here also, health check command in this Docker file also, you can use that. This is internally using a 5000 port only container. This outside container, we are accessing this application 5000 port. Then we'll get to know that here itself, okay, my application is okay, fine. I don't need to worry, go on check into the my browser, and then going to browser, taking public DNS, and then 5000 port, and those things I don't need to do this. I think I didn't open that time. It's got signed out now. That's all. Is it clear, guys? What is the difference? The healthy check command can be help us. No, it's a very important question. Yes, keep in mind that also. Maybe if you use or not in real time, but interview point of time, they're gonna test you this your knowledge, data knowledge on this kind of questions. Okay, keep it in mind. It's a very important. Okay, cool. Then let's discuss expose also. We'll discuss remaining this argument env. It's a simple one. We'll talk about tomorrow this. But real time we use mostly this env and argument. Keep in mind. We'll discuss this tomorrow, real examples. Okay. And let's discuss about the expose. Now, see here. When someone will see my Docker file, now here you use the health check, you can understand. Now someone will come and get to know that which application, which port is using here. Is someone after, like, see, you implemented, that what are the software using, what are the ports are using. You will understand, man. If someone will read your Docker file, how they will get to know that which port is running your application? How they got to know? Tell me how they got to know. They can do two ways. One, building, and then you can expose the port, okay, -p port, and then and run it. Even that, when they want to run that also, that should they get to know that which port their default port is running at least. And how they can read that, then you need to mention expose command in your Docker file to someone read purpose. If someone will read and understand it, other than else, the expose is nothing to do. It means, now in this example, I'm going to use anywhere in this expose 5000. Now if someone, I mention this 5000 port, okay, cool, man. Now this application is using a 5000 port. Is it clear now? Even you can do the multiple comma and then multiple ports also. Now let's see the Docker file reference. It is just for readable, guys. This kind of documented for port actually. Okay. Other than this, nothing will do this. And see instruction, the expose instruction from Docker, that is the containers listen to the specified network port at runtime. You can specify whether the port listen TCP or UDP, and the default is a TCP protocol can be not specified. And then expose instruction does not actually publish a port. See, it's not actually publish a port. It functions a type of documentation between the person who builds image and the person who runs the container. Understand? No? Like, yes, about which ports are intended to be published. No, you return this and you run container today, and you will be in the company today. Okay, like next month you are leaving, or someone new joinee will come. Then how they guys are know? No, right? That is the reason we are mentioning this public and which port and all anything. Now, if you're using a TCP port or UDP port, you can mention like this. Is it clear now, guys? Understand? By default is a TCP. That is just for documenting purpose. This is expose command. Other than else, nothing will do. Nothing. It won't do anything. It won't do anything. Just for documenting. Even if you build also, it's nothing will happen. Okay. Now, even if you want, you can use this. This it's clear now. There's nothing to do here, anything. This is just for documenting. Okay, that is also keep in mind. That is also you can keep in mind. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear now? Okay, that is important. And then envy and argument. I think the three commands I discussed, then again you guys will be confused if you discuss more commands. Okay, we'll do one thing. Let's discuss about these two commands tomorrow, and then we discussed about. I'm going to give the one assignment you guys. Just okay, you guys can be implement that. Now, what I'm gonna do? Let's say I'm going to give one assignment for you guys. Okay, you guys can be try that. It's a one of the mission test, one of my interview. It's a mission test, one of my interview. Okay, fine. Let me go to this file. New. Let's say I am going to give the one jar file with you guys, one Java jar file, one jar file I'm going to give. You need to return a Docker file to using this jar file. One, if you run this jar file, the Java application will run. That Java application needed one property file. Property file. That property file needed a database URL, database username, password. Okay. Then that is you need to run the two containers. One is the Java application. One is the post. Okay. PostgreSQL. There is a one Java database and the Postgres database. Okay, Java application and then Postgres database. There is a two containers you need to run. Once you run the Postgres database, this Postgres database details you need to give to the Java application. Java application in a property file you need to mention the like as let's say your Postgres database URL and then username and then password of your Postgres. There's three properties. The property file I'm going to provide that, and then no, you guys can need to implement the one Docker file. The Docker file you need to copy the property file and then jar file inside the Docker file and running this Java application. How do you run? You can use the Java fn jar, and then even I will give this command also what need to be mentioned. Okay, this one. Okay, now this is just what I do. I'm going to create one S3 bucket and upload this jar file and then this property file. You guys can download that. Need to create two separate containers, one for Java application, one for Postgres database, and then use the below command to. And finally, in Java, in Docker file, you can do this. Means if you want to use that, you need to copy this property file and then jar file. Two things you need to copy, and then you can use on this. And if you want to, sorry, and if you want to run this, now what you should do, Java should be there. Java should be there means you should use the base image. And this application default is running on the 9998. Okay, this application is running on the 9998. Once you access this, once the database, you need to provide the database details here. Okay, you need to provide the database details here. Okay, you need to provide the database details, and then you need to be get to know this is the database connected successfully. The database connected successfully should be come out here. Okay, clear guys? Understand now? Now, even what I'm gonna do. I'll share this document also with you guys in our there itself. Okay, where in our drive. Okay, this is the file name is the DevOps test file. Okay, you guys can be check that. Okay, you can check in the drive for this file. And for these files, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be create one S3 bucket and then upload over there. I'm going to access for you this S3 bucket access instances, and let me create S3 bucket. Even they given the same. Okay, they keep it in S3 bucket, and they ask me, even though that URLs are there, it's not a soft copy. They give the hard copy. I typed that URL in browser. Think about that when I went for interview. Guys, understand now? Understand the requirement, right? Simple. Two containers should be run. In the two containers, the jar file and property file I'm going to give, and you need to fill that property file. Okay, what is the property file contents? Let me show the property file. This is the property file, and you can use this. Okay, you need to provide the Postgres database URL, host name, and the port number, and username, password. This you can use the public port or private port of your database. Okay, in your container, whatever you're running, it's a local. Okay, both containers are running same mission means you can provide the private IP of your instance. Okay, and then port number of Postgres. Sir, how to run the Postgres database URL means just go to the your official Docker Hub image, Postgres SQL. Then you can see the how to run the Postgres database, how to override the password also. Okay, even that also I give an instruction, but when you go for interview, those instruction they won't give. Okay, and that username password need to be mentioned here. Guys, clear or not? Requirement simple. I need to run the two containers. One is the database, one for Java. Okay, this Postgres database is the official image. Official image you need to run. This is my custom Docker file. You need to return the custom Docker file. In the Docker file, you need to copy the jar file and the property file, which I'm going to share with you guys. You can download from my S3 bucket. I'll share that URL soon, and you can download it and then you can run it. Once it is the property file, you should first run the Postgres database. The second run the Java application. Now, before running this, you should be mention the Postgres database URL and the Postgres database username password in this property file. Then copy this property file inside your Docker image. Then the jar file also you can copy. The finally you can run this java jar command. The jar command you can run in the cmd or entry point, and the copy command, and then base image 3 commands. Just 3 commands. Okay, one is the base image openjdk, and copy and then do. Just try it. Clear now, guys? Understand when I access this port will run the 9998. Now if I access my public IP and the 9998, the output will show the database connection successfully. That look like this. The output should be come like this. Like this. Is it clear, guys? Let's see who are can done. Let's share. Once you guys are done now, just share with me. Okay. Okay, let's share in the WhatsApp group. Once you guys are, it's a just 1 minute job. Okay, just 1 minute. I done for this test within a 15 minutes. In that time, it's almost 4 years back. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me go for the Mumbai. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to enable the public access. Okay, the bucket versioning under nothing, you don't need to require. Okay, it won't take underscores, guys. Okay, this I first will take. I need to confirm it. Create the bucket. Once the create bucket, then what I'm going to do, upload the content here, add the files. uploading this jar file and property file. Upload it. Permissions. I need to make it a policy here. Edit this policy. Now policy generator, and then I'm going to use the S3 bucket policy. I hope you guys are knows about this, right? Yes, we learned this in the S3 bucket, right? Okay, then here put this URL // action. Get object permission and the statement. Generate a policy. Copy this policy and paste it to here. Public policy and the save changes and the objects. Now open this, select this, open this object URL. Just click this, guys. You can able to download or not. Just click that. It can be able to downloadable or not. These two files you can download. Even you can share this in WhatsApp. Anyone is open a WhatsApp app, just share these two URLs in the WhatsApp group also. Download this and then you can do this mission test. Okay, there's two containers and then one database container, one Java container, and let's make the connectivity should be succeeded. Is it clear, guys? Just click now. It's opening or not, guys? Let me do myself. Now it's can able to download. Can be able to then download. Just click yourself, guys. Are you guys are able to download or not? Okay, fine, cool. Okay, good, fine. That's all for today, guys. And then see you tomorrow. Okay. Then do this answer one mission test, and tomorrow we'll do for this NV argument and mission test. There is a one more mission test. That mission test we'll discuss. After that, we'll talk about the Docker volumes. Okay, once the Docker volumes are complete, then do one more mission test. Okay, and then we'll go for some more example for real one. Okay, the Docker with Jenkins integration, blah blah things. Jenkins pipeline, Docker pipeline, all the things. And we are going to set up for Docker using like Jenkins using the Docker file, my custom Jenkins. I'm not sure, Satish, and everywhere can be downloaded. Just you can use the browser to keep something. Check, Suresh. Okay, it can be able to downloadable only. Okay, it works definitely. Others will work, means definitely yours also should work. Maybe your browser may not be stored something. Check for any other browser. Okay. Okay. Then see you guys tomorrow then. Bye until then.